Welcome, dear listeners, to our exploration of how embracing the present moment, the now, can fundamentally shift our reality. Today, we will unravel this powerful concept, which, when understood and applied, can transform our lives in profound ways. In the first part of our discussion, we focus on understanding what the now really means. Often we hear about living in the present, but what does this truly involve? It's not merely about noticing what's happening around us. It's about fully immersing ourselves in the present moment without the distractions of past regrets or future anxieties. The now is not just a passage of time, it's a state of being. Why is the now so powerful? Consider for a moment how much of your daily life is spent replaying past events or planning for future outcomes. When we dwell on the past, we often bring forward regrets and unresolved emotions. When we focus too much on the future, we are consumed by worries and uncertainties. Both states pull us away from experiencing the fullness of life as it is happening right in front of us. Living in the now enables us to engage with life on a deeper level. By being present, we can begin to notice the richness of our experiences and appreciate the subtleties that we often overlook. This might be as simple as truly tasting our food, listening to the birds, or feeling the texture of the air around us. When we are fully present, life becomes more vivid and more real. Moreover, the now is where all change happens. If we want to alter our lives, we must start with the present moment. Every decision we make, every action we take, originates from the now. This realization empowers us to take control of our lives. Instead of being passive receivers of our destiny, we become active creators of our reality. Consider this. Every moment you are not present, you are missing an opportunity to influence your life's direction. How many times have you found yourself automatically reacting to situations based on past experiences rather than responding from a place of conscious choice? The now offers us a chance to break free from these automatic patterns and make choices that are aligned with our true desires and intentions. Let's explore a practical way to bring ourselves into the now. One effective method is the practice of mindfulness. This involves observing our thoughts, feelings, and sensations without judgment. Start by focusing on your breath. Feel the air moving in and out of your body. Notice where you feel the breath most prominently. Is it in your nose, your throat, your chest, or your belly? Observing the breath is a simple but powerful way to anchor yourself in the present moment. As we engage in mindfulness, we might notice how difficult it is to maintain focus on the present. Our minds are conditioned to jump from one thought to another. This is normal. The practice is not about eliminating thoughts, but gently returning our attention to the now whenever we notice we've drifted away. This act of returning our focus is where the power of transformation lies. To deepen our understanding, let's reflect on how being in the now changes our interactions with others. When you are fully present with someone, you listen more deeply. You are more likely to perceive their emotions and understand their perspectives. This can profoundly affect your relationships. Being present can lead to more meaningful connections, reduced misunderstandings, and greater empathy. It's important to recognize that living in the now doesn't mean ignoring the past or future. It means engaging with them constructively. We learn from the past, and we plan for the future, but we do so from a grounded place in the present. This balance is key to managing our lives effectively, harnessing the present to dissolve stress and cultivate serenity. In this next segment of our exploration into the power of the now, we delve into its profound impact on our ability to manage stress and anxiety, elements that frequently disturb our mental and emotional equilibrium. Let's begin by understanding the roots of stress and anxiety. These feelings often arise when we're entangled in thoughts about past events or potential future outcomes. It's not the immediate reality that triggers stress, but our perception of past failures or future uncertainties. This is where the now becomes a vital tool. It pulls us out of these time-traveling anxieties and brings us back to the current moment, which is typically far less threatening than the scenarios we imagine. Think about the last time you felt overwhelmed by stress. What were you thinking about? Chances are, your mind was not focused on the present moment but was projecting into the future or dwelling on the past. The practice of grounding yourself in the now disrupts these patterns of thought. It creates a space of awareness where these projections lose their power over your emotional state. One practical technique to anchor yourself in the now when feeling stressed is through focused sensory awareness. This involves deliberately paying attention to your sensory experiences. For instance, if you're outdoors, you might focus on the feeling of the wind against your skin or the sounds of the environment. Inside, you could concentrate on the texture of your clothing or the ambient noises around you. These practices don't just bring your attention back to the present, they also reduce the intensity of your stress by diluting the streams of worrisome thoughts. Now, let's consider the role of acceptance in managing stress. Acceptance here refers to acknowledging and embracing your current experiences without resistance. When you resist what is happening, whether it's an external situation or an internal emotion, you add an additional layer of stress. On the other hand, acceptance does not mean defeat or complacency. It means recognizing your current reality without adding mental opposition. From this place of acceptance, actions can be more focused and effective because they are not entangled in denial or resistance. To cultivate acceptance, start by observing your reactions to various situations. Do you find yourself getting tense, perhaps clenching your jaw or tightening your shoulders when things don't go as planned? These physical responses are clues to non-acceptance. By becoming aware of these reactions, you can consciously choose to relax and accept the moment as it is, which often leads to a clearer understanding of how to proceed. Another aspect of living in the now that greatly reduces stress is the practice of gratitude. Gratitude brings your focus to what is present and positive in your life right now. Instead of fixating on what's missing or what could go wrong, gratitude shifts your perspective to abundance and positivity. This shift is not just emotional, it has tangible psychological benefits, reducing stress and enhancing overall well-being. Finally, let's explore how the now impacts our internal dialogue. The stories we tell ourselves about who we are, our capabilities, and our worth often dictate our stress levels. When these narratives are negative, they can generate considerable anxiety. Being in the now helps you step away from these narratives and see them for what they are, just thoughts, not absolute truths. This realization opens up space for creating new, empowering narratives that support well-being and resilience. Deepening connections, the power of presence in relationships. In this third part of our exploration into the transformative power of living in the now, we turn our focus towards relationships. The quality of our interactions with others can be dramatically enhanced when we fully engage in the present moment. This section delves into how presence, or being fully in the now, enriches our connections and cultivates deeper emotional intelligence. When we interact with others, being present allows us to truly listen and understand their perspectives. Listening is more than just hearing words. It involves interpreting tone, noting nonverbal cues, and being attuned to the emotions behind the words. How often have you found yourself planning your next response while someone else is speaking, only partially absorbing what they're saying? This common habit can lead to misunderstandings and feelings of being undervalued in conversations. By committing to being present, you give others the gift of your full attention, which is rare and precious in our often distracted world. This not only improves your ability to communicate effectively, but also deepens your relationships. People feel respected and valued when they see that you are genuinely engaged in the interaction. This is particularly crucial in close personal relationships, where emotional depth and understanding are key to maintaining strong bonds. Let's explore a simple yet powerful practice to enhance presence in interactions: active listening. This technique involves listening to understand, not to reply. When someone speaks, focus entirely on their words, tone, and body language. Resist the urge to interrupt or formulate responses while they are still speaking. When they finish, take a moment to reflect on what they've said before you respond. This pause not only shows that you value their words, but also gives you time to consider your response thoughtfully. Another aspect of being present in relationships is the ability to be openly expressive about your own emotions. When you are grounded in the now, you become more aware of your emotional state. This awareness allows you to communicate your feelings more clearly and authentically, which is essential for building trust and intimacy. Often, conflicts in relationships arise not from the actual disagreements, but from the way emotions are handled and communicated. Emotional intelligence is significantly enhanced by the practice of presence. It involves recognizing, understanding, and managing our own emotions, as well as empathetically responding to the emotions of others. Here, the now plays a crucial role. When you are present, you are more likely to notice the subtle shifts in your emotional landscape as well as in others. This can lead to more effective management of emotional responses, such as pausing before reacting to anger, or reaching out with compassion instead of indifference. Moreover, being in the now helps dissolve the ego's influence in interactions. The ego often drives us to seek approval, dominate conversations, or assert our opinions aggressively. These tendencies can distort genuine communication and connection. Presence diminishes the ego's hold by aligning our focus on the interaction itself rather than on our personal needs for affirmation or dominance. To integrate these insights, consider how presence could change your interactions today. Choose one conversation in which you will fully apply the principle of active listening. Notice any differences in how the conversation unfolds, how the other person reacts, and how you feel during and after the interaction. As we wrap up this part, reflect on the transformative potential of presence in your relationships. The gateway to personal transformation, living fully in each moment. In this final installment of our exploration into the profound effects of living in the now, we delve into how this practice can serve as a catalyst for personal growth and fulfillment. Embracing the present moment isn't just about improving how we manage stress or enhancing our relationships. It's about fundamentally transforming our experience of life. Living in the now can dramatically shift our perception of ourselves and our capabilities. When we are not weighed down by past failures or future anxieties, we open ourselves up to experiencing our potential in the present. Each moment then becomes an opportunity to learn, grow, and evolve. This journey starts with self-discovery, greatly facilitated by mindfulness. By paying close attention to our thoughts, feelings, and sensations without judgment, we start to uncover layers of our identity that were previously obscured by constant mental noise. This process reveals hidden beliefs, unresolved emotions, and new interests or passions, each providing a stepping stone for deeper personal development and self-acceptance. Many of us operate on autopilot, repeating the same behaviors and reactions that we have learned over time. These patterns often go unexamined and can dictate much of our lives. The act of being present allows us to recognize these automatic behaviors as they occur. With this awareness, We have the choice to continue these actions or to change them. This is where real growth happens, when we decide to make conscious choices rather than being driven by unconscious habits. Acceptance is another key aspect of personal transformation through living in the now. Accepting ourselves, including our flaws and limitations, does not mean resigning ourselves to stagnation. Instead, it provides a realistic platform from which to grow. We cannot change something if we do not first accept its existence. By embracing who we are in the present, we set the stage for genuine change rather than attempting to transform from a place of denial or discontent. Creativity also flourishes in the space of the present. When our minds are not cluttered with thoughts of the past or future, we can more fully engage with the task at hand. This heightened engagement not only improves our performance but also allows us to think more innovatively. Solutions to problems and creative ideas often arise when we give our full attention to the moment, allowing our minds to make connections that were not previously apparent. Finally, living in the now aligns us more closely with our life's purpose. When we are present, each decision and action can be imbued with intention and awareness. This intentional living leads to a life that feels more meaningful and directed, rather than one led by random or reactionary choices. Each moment becomes an expression of our deepest values and aspirations. As we conclude this series, consider how adopting a more present-focused approach could transform your life. Imagine a life where each moment is lived fully, where stress is managed effectively, relationships are deepened, and personal growth is continual. The practice of living in the now opens up this possibility, offering a path to a richer, more fulfilling life. Embrace the present moment as if it were your only one. Cherish it, learn from it, and let it guide you towards becoming the best version of yourself. Thank you for joining this journey into the power of the now. Let's carry these insights forward, transforming each moment into an opportunity for growth and connection.